information on this one. Is everybody doing all right out there today? I'm glad you was able to come by, Ray. I wasn't real sure about a live this time of day, but I figured I would give it a shot just to see anyhow. We got 3 people in here and 2 likes. Who else is in here besides Ray? Well, I guess one of them would be me. I figured I've got about an hour before I've got to get ready for work, so I figured I would swing by and say hi to you guys. Kat's not going to be with us today. She has some other stuff going on that she has to take care of. Let's all keep her in our thoughts while we're going throughout the day, please, and thank you. I appreciate that very much. Hey, Paul. I know what you mean. I'll be here about an hour and then I've got to get ready to go to work. But working night shift, I can't really go live during the week at night. So I've been trying to find a time that I can go live that will work for everybody. And on the weekends, it's hard to do because everybody else is going live. It's hard for me to catch a time to do it, so I figured I'd give lunch break a shot and see how it goes. Oh, that's just a... Excuse me just a second there, guys. Let me... Alright, that looks a little bit better. There's Kizzy. That's what I was just getting ready to do, was to hop on Facebook or something and try to get a hold of you, Kizzy. You wanted to see the control piece against the ones that I stained. I'll go ahead and show you. I'm going to do a video about it too, but let me grab the other phone here. This is the control piece. Red cabbage, dark roast coffee, beets, grape juice, yellow onion skins, and blueberries. And I've got to say, I absolutely love the color that the blueberries and the beets put on those. But that's what it looks like with all of them there. That's the difference it made. They did fade out a little bit, but honestly, not much. another couple of coats with that dark coffee, and I believe that would have been just fine. I have no idea how to say your name, but good morning. How do you pronounce that? So, why am I a genius, Kizzy? What did I do to change the way you do stuff? You've got me curious. I apologize about that. I thought I had this muted. Make sure I muted this one too. Yeah, okay. So how's everybody's work week going so far? Well, mine went. I've been sick since Thursday. You could tell in my video that I was starting to lose my voice, but Monday I went on into work and I worked till about 10 o'clock, and I ended up spraining my wrist that night too. So between that and being sick, I decided to leave work early, and then I called in Tuesday. And I went back last night, and my boss man made fun of me. He said, "You sounded terrible on the phone. You just sounded so pitiful. I felt sorry for you." Hey, Nicole, how are you? Hey, we got more people in here than I figured we would on a weekday. But I mean, now I can work while I'm sick, and I could even work through a sprained wrist, but both at the same time is asking a bit too much. I just couldn't do it. What is today? Thursday? You guys got any weekend plans? Did you get the 30 pack of Bauer jigsaw blades, Nicole? Yeah, Kizzy, I just put them in a pot and boiled them. Like, I cut up one beet and put it in a small pot and put some water in with it and boiled it until the water looked dark enough, and I don't know, about 20 minutes, I guess. It was about that way for all of them except the coffee, and the coffee I done in the coffee maker. 1 cup of coffee grounds to the 4-cup mark on the coffee pot of coffee. That's okay, Ray. I'm glad you came by. But yeah, I love this pack of blades. It's the best pack of blades I guess I've ever bought. And it being a cheaper brand from Harbor Freight, I was really impressed with them. I definitely recommend them. Oh yeah, Nicole uses a percolator the same way, but you would do that stain the same way. A cup of coffee grounds to 4 coffee cups of water. I do that from time to time, kids. If you'll ever watch me in a chat, I'll type something out and there'll be about half of a word and then I'll have to type out the rest of it. That's crazy. I'm bad. I'm the world's worst for that. I wiped it on. Yeah, because stuff's awful expensive now. I got my circular saw at a pawn shop, and I've had it for 2 years now, I guess, and it's a really old 70s or 80s model Black and Decker. But this thing has served me pretty well. I had made a few small projects and then I had been working on the floor and I finally got tired of working on the floor. So I built this workbench right here. No, I hadn't tried using just the coffee grounds. I may have to try that. My still wool and vinegar is just about ready to try, so I may try the coffee grounds thing when I do the video for the still wool and vinegar. I have a little bit of an idea of what the still wool and vinegar is going to do because I see what the stir stick looks like. But it's supposed to blacken the wood. I don't know how well it works. I've never really done it, so I've heard people talk about it, but I've never really tried it. But you can see just the stick I've been stirring it with, what it's already starting to look like. And that was just a little piece of cedar. Yeah, somebody told me that after somebody had commented that after I had already, had it soaking for a day or two, but I won't have time to do the video today. I'll probably do it in the morning. But that is good to know for future reference. If you guys do experiment with anything else you try to stain or you want me to, let me know and I'll try more things. And I'm keeping everything that I have used for staining right here. I think I'll throw the onion skin liquid out because it didn't really do anything much because it's just back to its natural color as far as I can tell. The red cabbage I don't think I made strong enough, so but I don't want to do a video on just the still wool and vinegar. I want some more things. I bought 3 packs of Kool-Aid at the grocery store when I got the other stuff to try for a stain, but I just can't find it nowhere. The bag it was in has just completely disappeared. So I have no clue where it went. So I may just go ahead and buy me another couple of packs of Kool-Aid and see how that works. But yeah, if I was going to use any of them to tone down color, I believe I would use coffee. I don't know where the piece went that I done the medium roast coffee on. It just kind of vanished. But the only thing I done to them other than wiping the stuff on was hit it with a quick coat of shellac. It wasn't anything major. Give me just 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Is my sound still working? You know, that's a good question, Nicole. I've never used a stain conditioner before. I may have to try that. Of course, I could always mix the coffee a little bit stronger too, I guess, but. Oh, shit, I forgot them was even still on there. Uh, Sorry, I had to run upstairs real quick. My shop is in the basement, and when somebody upstairs needs me, they stomp on the floor till I come up. So, my fiance's sick now. I made her sick, so I had to go make sure she was all right. Yeah, you could use coffee with vinegar. Like, they say vinegar helps with everything to do that. I just boiled everything in water because I was saving the vinegar for the still wool, but from everything I've read, vinegar could be used for everything else, everything too. I don't know if cinnamon will give a color or not. Chili powder might. Paprika might. But cinnamon's more brown than red, so it's not really going to give much of a color for wood. No, not really, Kizzy. I mean, I honestly think that if I would have made the red cabbage stronger, it would have given a blue tone. Well, I don't know, it's kind of purple too, though. If you look at the end grain, I hadn't looked at that. Damn it. I'll get it in the camera in a minute, I swear. But that's the end grain of the purple cabbage. But the wood itself is a very, very, very light blue, in my opinion, instead of purple like I thought it would be. The blueberries and the beets are pretty similar to each other. The blueberries give more of a purple, a deeper purple than the beets did. The bottom is the beets and the top is the blueberries. And that one was the grape juice. It was more red than purple. What color are you naturally, Nicole? Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. My bad. I got you now. You dyed it red and it was dark brown. Okay. I know. Thanks, Paul. I know what you mean about that for sure. It's been pretty slow at work. They've got a bunch of new trainees on the line, so we've not really been doing much of anything. Maybe a little bit kizzy, but if I would have mixed it stronger, I just took the skin off of one onion that my fiance was cutting up for supper. I work in the weld department at John Deere. The top one is the onion skin kizzy. It didn't really. We'll try to get you some better light here. This is the onion skin, so it didn't really change it much, but you know, you take about skin off of about 5 or 6 onions and I believe you would have a different outcome. Because when I first put it on, it had a little bit of color to it, not much, but well, I just need to move them around. I need to reorganize my shop. That's the bigger problem. I've got 2 shop lights in here. I put one over my workbench and one over my, well, not completely over my workbench. It's in between my workbench and my table saw. That way I can see both places. And the other one's over my miter saw. I might, you know what, I might get a 3rd light and put in here though. I'll show you my lighting situation here. There's one shop light, there's one light bulb, there's the other light bulb, and there's the other shop light. And then one thing I don't like this hat. But yeah, I work in the weld department at the John Deere mower factory, Paul. We weld the frames and everything. We weld the frames together and we weld the stuff that gets welded to the deck and the spindles that the wheels set on and the brake rods and all that. That's actually not a bad idea. I've been thinking about doing something to the ceiling. But I believe if I put one more shop light like right over there, that where there is nothing, I believe that would pretty much fix my light problem. Yeah, I'm working on it, Kizzy. It won't be long. Hopefully. I need 300 more subscribers and like 1,500 more watch hours, and I'll is it 1,500? I can't remember. Something like that, 1,500, 2,000 more watch hours, and I'll be able to have memberships and super chats. I won't be fully monetized yet. I'm having a hard time getting watch hours and subscribers. I lost a subscriber yesterday some way or another. Of course, I got a feeling I know who it was, and I'm not real worried about it, but... How big is your shop, Ray? Hmm. I could try painting the walls white. That should help some too. I think, anyway. Actually, Ray, I believe that's about what mine is. That's what I was doing. I was just measuring. It's definitely 13 across. And it's as wide as the house is. So I'd say, yeah, 13 by 25. I don't have anything long enough to measure the width of it, length of it, whatever you want to call it. How the hell my tape measure's stuck now? There we go. Yeah, Paul, I don't think I could do that. I don't think my camera could handle that. It can't handle anything bright on my head. This hat's too bright. Yeah, white walls are going to be a pain to keep clean. I mean, these cinder block walls, I mean, they're covered in sawdust, but you can't really see it because, you know. I need to get me a shop built and get out of this basement. I really do before. I hope to have that done by the end of the year this year. That is my year goal, is to get out of this basement and get me an outside, above ground shop built. Because I do flood from time to time. Hey, that actually would be fun. I ever start making enough money, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll start going around and giving people shop makeovers. Kind of like one of those house shows where they build them a new house or redo their house. We could redo people's shops. Shop rescue. There you go. That's it. Guys, I don't know if I said anything earlier or not. I can't remember, but Kat's not able to be with us today. She had some stuff she had to take care of. Just keep her in your thoughts today, please. I like Kat. She's a sweetheart. No, I did not. Thank you, Kizzy. That made my day. You know, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say I have a lovely personality. I usually hear other things. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Now, if we can just get everybody else to see that and come in here, it'd be all right. Anybody got any build plans this weekend? I'm going to try to get 2 videos out this weekend if I can. I will at least get 1 out if I don't get 2. I live up in the mountains, Nicole, and I live in my family home. It was my grandparents' house. They had it built in the 50s. Right now, my mom and uncle own it. I'm buying my uncle's half out, and mom's going to give me her half. So, still in the process of getting it all bought right now, but I was talking to my uncle the other day about how much it would increase, you know, property taxes and stuff like that if I build a little shop. And he said, it won't raise nothing if you don't tell them. But being out in the county, I don't think we have the same restrictions that they do in the city. And I think I could get by with 16 by 16. I wouldn't go any smaller than that. 20 by 20 would be a little bit more comfortable. But I would definitely like to build one. I would like to fix some stuff to the wall, like the workbench, for example. I would like to have one that folds down off of the wall. This one was just a quick put together job all out of, this is made all out of pallet wood and scrap wood from a pallet company, except for this shelf piece right here, and it's an old piece of wood siding off of a house. Ain't that the truth, Paul? Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Thankfully, the workbench is holding up better than the stool is. Of course, I never meant this stool to be used as much as I use it. I built it for my fiance's daughter to come downstairs with me some, and that way she'd have somewhere to sit. But I use it a lot now. I sit on it, I sand on it. If my staining table was covered with a bunch of crap like it is right now, I stain on it. I try to be nice to my table saw and not abuse it too much though, because I'll probably never be able to afford another one. I got pretty lucky on it. $50 for a Skill model 3400, 10-inch blades, 15 amp. And that Black & Decker miter saw over there, I got it for 20 from the same person. Oh, you've never had snow before? Just make sure you've got plenty of food and drinks at home so you don't have to go anywhere. Depending on how bad the snow is, it could knock your power out. So if you have a generator, you might want to have it on standby, but I wouldn't be too awful worried about it. Can you guys hear that airplane? It's flying awful low. Yeah, some blankets are always good to have too, but if you do go out and travel, keep a blanket or two in the car, a dry change of clothes, and some bottled water with you. You should do that anyway, in my opinion, but especially in the wintertime. It wouldn't hurt to throw some snacks in there, a couple of bags of chips or something, because if it was to snow and you were to go off the side of a mountain or off in a ravine or get stuck in a ditch somewhere and nobody comes by for days and you can't get out, then at least you could survive. I tell you, that thing was flying very, very low for around here. When they fly that low, it makes me nervous. Afraid they're going to crash. Okay, that was weird. I've got my fiance's phone so I can read the chat. And it just popped up that it was at 10% battery, but it's at 83, so I wondered if it might be Life 360 telling me my phone was low. But, oh, I was talking about the earbud being about dead. Okay, I see what the problem is now. That is very good advice, Kizzy. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Kizzy? But I learned to drive in the snow before I ever even had a driver's license. Yeah, Jesse, I'm in my basement, my dungeon. Thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, if it starts snowing and it snows in a parking, you find a parking lot that's snowed over if the roads ain't yet, get out in that parking lot and practice so you'll know what's going to happen. If you keep your car in low, like first gear, if the roads freeze over, if you don't slam on your brakes because you're going to slide, don't mash down hard on your gas because you're going to fishtail. When you start going up a hill and you have to give it a little bit more gas, you're going to go up the hill kind of sideways. Just be prepared for that and don't freak out. That's the biggest things. Don't panic. Well, I had a Micro and I don't know where it went. I think the gnomes got it because I had it and it wasn't working out because I can't adjust the mic gain on my phone. So, but for something like this right here, it would be perfect because there's no tools or anything going in the background. But I don't know where in the hell it went. I wouldn't drive. Don't drive in it unless you absolutely have no choice. But I mean, it doesn't bother me to drive in it. We went to town the other day when it first started snowing here, and Mom drove to town, and I wound up having to drive back home because she was panicking and freaking out because of the roads. So. Yep, donuts in parking lots will do it every time. That's a good way to learn. It really truly is. That's why when it's snowing like that, if there's kids out doing donuts in the parking lot, if they ain't putting nobody in danger, I don't say nothing about it. I let them do it because that's how they have to learn. Hey, there's Jack in the shop. How's it going, buddy? Well, we've managed to keep a steady 5 people in here. I'm pretty impressed. I didn't think there would be but 1 or 2 people in here this time of day. Are you on your lunch break, Jack? Since it's so hard to get on live of the weekend nights anymore because everybody else is doing it, I might make this a regular thing for about an hour a day. Just to hop in and say hi to you guys because I like talking to y'all. Y'all are great. I need to be getting my ass in gear too. Springtime will be here before long. I need to get some bluebird houses built up and some carpenter bee. Well, I've got some blanks for the carpenter bee traps already made over here, it looks like. Let's see how they've handled the basement. Yeah, we're cracking some, but 4x4s are going to crack. That's just how it goes, I reckon. That's one of my carpenter bee traps. I'll drill a 45-degree hole angled up on each side about right here. And then I'll drill a bigger hole right in the middle of the bottom. And then I'll take one of these half-pint jars. I'll take the lid off. I'll leave the metal piece out, but I'll keep the band and I'll screw the band on right here in the middle and then screw the jar into the band. That way when it's hung up, it looks like that, and the bees will fly up in, and when they go down in that hole, because that's the only light they can see, they can't get back out. I sell them for $10 a piece, or if you buy 2 or more, you get them for $8 a piece. And that did pretty good last year, because them carpenter bees was terrible last year. I don't know if I've showed you guys my bluebird houses or not. I probably have since one's sitting here, but an 1.5-inch hole is the size it has to be for a bluebird. Needs to be a little bit deeper so that they can get down in there and make their nest. You leave the inside and outside of it rough so the fledglings can climb up and down. I put a little dowel rod right here that you pull out, and you can flip this side up and clean the nest out. I did do some refinements on my design, and I started putting these side pieces down about 1 inch or so. That way there's some ventilation at the top and some drain holes in the bottom. $15 a piece unless somebody orders a bunch of them to where I can batch them out, and then I give them $10 a piece. Yeah, I don't think I'd be working outside right now either, Nicole. It's pretty cold. But this will be one that I'll be doing this spring and summer too. That was a prototype I built last year there. It's a bat house. I didn't get it completely finished. I stopped at that point on it, but I believe I would put them at about $20 or $25. Just because there's a lot more work goes into them, because you have to cut all those dados all the way up on the inside of that. Some people, when they build bat houses, they staple some kind of mesh up in there, but I don't like that idea, because if that mesh tears them staples out and that bat gets wrapped up in it and falls, it's going to die. So what's the point in doing that? I've always wanted to build me one of them and try that. Kizzy, I may have to do that. The biggest problem I had with them, Paul, was trying to figure out how I wanted my prototype to be. Because there's two different ways, and both of them had their own sets of complications. Like this was the first prototype here, but I didn't care much for it because I didn't feel like it gave them enough room inside. I mean, I know the opening has to be a certain width, but up in there I didn't feel like they had enough room to move around up in there and stuff. But on this one, you can cut the dados all the way across and glue the side pieces on to cover it. But on this one, I didn't put the side pieces covering that back piece. I put them in front of it, so I had to stop the dados right about there. Which, I mean, it's not too much more complicated either way, honestly, because just put a mark on your table saw on either side of where you're going to stop your piece of wood and put it up against your fence, go down on the blade, slide it to that mark, lift up, move your fence over, and do it again, and just keep doing that till you're all the way through it. Well, yeah, it's for bats. Bats are really good at getting rid of mosquitoes. If you've got a lot of mosquitoes, bats are going to be your best friend. First customer that asked me for a bat house, I had the same reaction, Kizzy. I was like, huh? Bat house? So I got to learn a lot about bluebirds and a lot about bats last year. Build you a bat house and put it up. The ones I had up here should hold between 25 and 50 the way I understood it from what I was reading. And trust me, I spent like 3 days researching that before I ever even got in the shop, so. Barn swifts are good about getting rid of mosquitoes too. They're a bird. A lot of times you'll see people build houses for them out of gourds, but those tend to get rid of mosquitoes too. Where are you located at, Jack? I believe I've asked you that before, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, close to Charlotte. I remember now. Okay, yeah. I go to Asheville every 2 or 3 weeks. Yep, it's got to be out in the open so they can fly and land on it, and it has to be high enough because they don't take off like birds do. They drop and then take flight. That is correct, Nicole. I'm a big old nerd. When somebody wants me to make something like that, I like to do all that research. It's fun. Well, I'm sure there's bats down there, Kizzy. There's bats pretty much everywhere. You just don't see them because they don't come out till night. Damn, it's already 12:30. I don't want to go to work. Just work in the kitchen, Nicole. Nobody won't care. Nah, I couldn't work in the kitchen. I'd get killed. I worry about making too much noise. I ain't worried about the mess. I just worry about the noise I make. Just throw a house up, Kizzy, and see if you don't get rid of mosquitoes. That'd be a good experiment for you for where you're at. When I was practicing making the little jack-o'-lantern things, I was practicing cutting faces, and I didn't realize this till just now, but I cut the guy from Monsters Inc. out. Squirrels can't fit in that because the opening's only like 3/4 of an inch. So little bats can fit in, but squirrels and stuff can't. You could always try writing the word bad on it and see if that helps too. Ooh, hey, I forgot. I ordered one of those wood burning markers. You're supposed to be able to burn wood with. You can write on it with the marker and then heat it with a heat gun or a torch, and it's supposed to burn whatever you write into the wood. I ordered one of those. Well, my fiance ordered me one of those off of Temu the other day, and I need to try it out and see how it works. If I do another live tomorrow, I may try that tomorrow. We may do that together. I love hanging out with you guys. It's so much fun. Of course, that marker being from Temu, it may not be worth the crap. Them markers in general may not be worth the crap. I've never tried one, but we're going to test one tomorrow, so. Yeah, Kizzy, you could totally just make you a little sign that says 4 bats only and hang it on it, and that would keep all the squirrels out. Yeah, right first, then heat it. Of course, I don't have a heat gun, I've just got my torch, but that should be just fine. Uh, pyrography pens or markers is what they're called. Yeah, I believe I'll do that tomorrow. I mean, some stuff that we've got from Temu's been really good, so, I mean, of course, some stuff's not, but if you pay attention to what you're ordering, you usually get pretty decent stuff. Hair dryer. I've not seen a hair dryer in years. What's a fire extinguisher? I just make sure I drink plenty of water just in case. Oh, I'm horrible. Oh, Lordy. I don't think I've used a hair dryer since I was 10, 12. No, I do not have a fire extinguisher. I should probably get one, but that'll be on my list of stuff to buy when I've got money. I wonder if Harbor Freight has a cheap heat gun. I would kind of like to have one of those anyway. Yeah, if I build me an outside shop, I'll definitely have to get a fire extinguisher though. Down here in the basement, I'm not as worried because it's pretty much all concrete, so it doesn't really scare me that much. I've been planning on making a lamp. I've got the fixtures and stuff to go in on it. Oh, there it goes. There went my stove. Oh shit. Put some stretchers on them legs, I guess. Oh. I might swing by there on the way to work and check it out. Much as I hate to, guys, I guess I'm going to have to go get ready for work. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I've really enjoyed it. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. And I will definitely do this again tomorrow around the same time. And I will definitely test that marker out. You guys have a great day, and $20 and $35. That's not too bad. I might go ahead and pick one of them up then on the way to work. Butane torch. I just got my propane torch over there. But it's been great talking to you guys. Yeah, work does definitely get in the way of life, for sure. It's not fair. Who knows, maybe one of these days hanging out with you guys will be my job. That's my hope anyway. Honestly though, I can't say that because I would love to be monetized, yes, but if I help one person, one beginner actually, pick up a cheap saw at a pawn shop and get started doing some woodworking, that makes all this worthwhile to me. It really does. Because I know when I was starting out, all the videos that I saw with, all the table saws and band saws and everything, it was so expensive. That put me off for a long time. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.